In the heart of a bustling city, there lived a young woman named Priya. Priya had always dreamed of becoming a professional chef. From a young age, she found joy in cooking for her family and friends. Her small kitchen was her sanctuary, filled with the smells of spices, the clatter of pots, and the warmth of her creations. Priya's dream was big, but her determination was even bigger. After completing her basic education, she applied for jobs in several famous restaurants. Finally, one of them offered her a position, not as a chef, but as a kitchen assistant. Although this wasn't exactly what she had hoped for, Priya saw it as her first step toward her goal. On her first day, Priya walked into the restaurant with excitement. She imagined herself wearing a chef's coat, standing in front of a stove, creating delicious dishes for eager customers. However, reality hit her hard. Her tasks included cleaning dishes, cutting vegetables, and running errands. She spent hours peeling onions, scrubbing pans, and carrying heavy bags of supplies. Days turned into weeks, and Priya started feeling disheartened. "Why am I here?" she thought to herself. "I wanted to cook, not clean." Her frustration grew as she watched the head chefs preparing dishes while she remained in the background, unnoticed and unappreciated. Priya began questioning her decision to take the job. One evening, after a particularly exhausting day, Priya decided to visit her grandmother. Her grandmother, a wise and kind woman, always had a way of making things seem clearer. "Grandma," Priya said, her voice filled with frustration, "I feel stuck. I work so hard, but no one notices. I'm just cleaning and cutting vegetables. I don't think I'll ever get to cook or show my talent." Her grandmother listened patiently, then smiled. "Priya, let me tell you a story," she said. "A potter takes a lump of clay," her grandmother began, "and begins shaping it into something beautiful. But the clay doesn't transform into a pot immediately. First, it is kneaded and spun on a wheel. The potter presses it, molds it, and gives it shape. But that's not all. Once the pot is shaped, it must go into a fiery kiln. The heat is intense, but it's necessary to make the pot strong and durable. Without the fire, the pot would crumble at the slightest touch." Priya nodded, understanding the analogy. Her grandmother continued, "Now, think about a golden thread. At first, it's just one piece of thread among many. It might feel lost, hidden in the loom, surrounded by duller colors. But as the weaver works patiently, the golden thread begins to stand out, weaving its way into a beautiful design. The thread's brilliance shines through, but only after the entire tapestry is complete." Grandma looked at Priya and said, "You, my dear, are like that clay and that golden thread. Every small task you do, whether it's cleaning dishes or cutting vegetables, is preparing you for something greater. You may not see it now, but you're being shaped and woven into something extraordinary. Be patient. Your time will come." Priya returned to work with a new perspective. Instead of focusing on what she wasn't doing, she began focusing on what she could learn. She observed the chefs closely, noting how they chopped ingredients, balanced flavors, and presented dishes. She practiced at home every night, using the skills she picked up during the day. Slowly, Priya started finding joy in the small tasks. She realized that every onion she chopped and every dish she cleaned was teaching her discipline and attention to detail. She began to see herself as the potter's clay, being shaped and molded for the future. Months turned into years. Priya's dedication did not go unnoticed. The head chef, a strict but fair man named Chef Arjun, had been observing her quietly. He saw her passion, her eagerness to learn, and her willingness to do even the smallest tasks with care. One day, Chef Arjun approached Priya. "Priya," he said, "I've been watching you. You're hardworking and passionate. Tomorrow, we have an important event, and I want you to prepare a dish for it." Priya's heart raced with a mix of excitement and nervousness. This was her moment. She stayed up all night planning her dish, pouring her heart into every detail. The next day, she presented her creation to the guests. The dish was a hit. The guests were amazed by its flavor and presentation. Chef Arjun was impressed, and he knew he had found someone special. Priya was promoted to a junior chef, and her journey to becoming a renowned chef had truly begun. As Priya stood in the kitchen, wearing her chef's coat and preparing dishes for grateful customers, she thought about her journey. She remembered the long hours, the frustrations, and the small tasks that once seemed meaningless. But now, she understood that those tasks were the building blocks of her success. She thought about her grandmother's words, the clay that needed fire to become strong, and the golden thread that became the centerpiece of the tapestry. Patience and hard work had transformed her dreams into reality. Life is like the potter's wheel and the weaver's loom. Every challenge and small task molds and shapes us into something extraordinary. Patience isn't about waiting, it's about trusting the process and growing through it. Remember, just like clay needs fire to become strong and a golden thread needs time to shine in a tapestry, your hard work and patience will eventually reveal your brilliance. Keep going. You are being shaped for greatness.